So listen, I got the video started. Don't bump the table. What was that about?
I'm
Okay.
so proud.
So look, you see that little red thing at the top left? I know you can't see. That says live.
Mm-hmm.
That means people are live. They can see this right now.
Yeah.
I'm just making sure you understood. So don't bump the table, okay? Because last time we were doing a video, you kept kicking the table that the
I can't
phone
reach
is
the
on.
table right now, so we're good.
Your feet don't even reach the floor. We need to get you a little stool to put under your feet when you sit in the chair.
That'd be awesome.
That'd be awesome, right? Awesome. All right, guys. So it is Parent Like a Champ night. I love this night. Do you love this night?
I do.
What do you love about it? I just love that I get to sit this close to you. This is the only time in the week, Wednesday night's the only time I get to sit this close to my wife. Mm-hmm. It's awesome.
It's like on the schedule.
Usually there's a rule at my house, a Glen Ann rule. It's 1 arm length apart at all times.
Yeah, okay.
All right, guys. So, hey, Miss Sandra, how's it going? Awesome. All right, guys. Parent Like a Champ. So I posted up this question. I thought it was humorous, personally. Not humorous as in the bone, but humorous as in funny. In my arm. Thank you very much.
Just checking.
That's why when I bump it, I hit my funny bone. It makes me laugh.
Yep.
So, Nick Quadra, how's it going, brother? Ed Morrell, we got a crew on tonight. I'm loving it, guys. All right, so Parent Like a Champ. I posted this question. How do you, and I put it in quotes, entertain your children?
Ooh, yeah, it's got to be like a big play date, expensive.
Expensive, play date, new toys, video games.
Planned, organized.
Always, right? No. All right, so the reason I posted that is because Ed Morrell, how's it going, brother? I mean, I got to quit getting distracted. Y'all got to easy on the comments. It distracts me.
Okay.
Focus llama. Okay. So, focus llama. So, which one is this?
That's the big fat mama llama.
I better not throw the big fat mama llama. I might get punched because I'm inside arm's length.
Look at Lexi to show you. I think she learned it at a church.
She knows like the whole song, right? All right, guys. Okay, so I posted how do you entertain your children. So, I tell the same stories over and over because that's just what we do. That's what we know, right? But a couple years ago, I was in our observation room and there were these parents and I was just observing the class. So I'm observing the students, the instructors, just kind of map visioning from the back. How's everybody doing? What's going on? And I don't remember what happened, but someone made a comment about, watching TV or the kids watching TV or something. And I just nonchalantly said, we don't do TV at our house. And
during the week.
During the week. We don't do TV in the house during the week. And there were like maybe 3, I think, kind of moms in there with maybe a couple of younger siblings too. And this mom is just kind of astounded. And I didn't even think anything about it. I just went, they said something about, kids and, watching TV all the time. And I said, yeah, we don't do TV in our house, Monday through Friday for sure. And I just kind of looked out watching the class and I hear this question. So how do you entertain your children? And my non-filter moment kicked in. And before I realized what I'd said, I looked at her and said, ma'am, God didn't put me here to entertain children. He put me here to raise my children. There's a distinct difference in entertaining and raising. So, we're processing this and thinking about it. And I think that brings to mind this idea about how we spend time with our kids.
Well, I think about over Christmas, one of the things that Slade absolutely was all over and had the absolute best time had nothing to do. They went to, and this is nothing against primetime, but they went to primetime and did laser tag, and that we had cousins over, which was a great fun time. We had Christmas presents and all this stuff, and one of his things that he talked about that was his favorite part of the Christmas break, the 2-week break, was getting to work on Chip's car with him, and it was
No, like work, right?
yeah, like work, like
'Cause I put the kid to work.
They were in the garage. It was cold. They had,
And it was West Texas cold. You know, that could be actually pretty cold. But it was
I
pretty.
think this
It was
time
pretty
actually
chilly in
was
there.
cold, and it was like laying in the floor,
Crawling
upside
around
down,
under the
crawling
car,
around.
getting nasty.
And that was, out of all of the things, you know, all of the money that was spent on gifts and the thing
And
that
cousins
he enjoyed
traveling
the most
from
time. Yeah,
Washington
and
State,
he loved
man.
that. I'm not taking
Yeah,
away from that
there's-
at all. But I think the thing that was the biggest, you know, like he listed is, you know, because we at the end of the break we were talking about, okay, so what were some of your favorite parts? And that was, and it was work. It wasn't easy. It was something that he got to be a part of, and that was so
It was
cool.
awesome.
And it was just, you know, but I think we knew that whenever, you know, we were even talking about you doing it. It was like,
So
let's do
the
something
story
we can
is
do together.
those of you guys that know, I have this. I don't think I have a lot of vices. My biggest vices are I can't turn business off. I mean, I think constantly about, you know, our business and what it's doing, because our business, part of the reason is it doesn't just serve my family, but it serves literally hundreds of families. And so it's heavy on my mind all the time. What are we doing to make that better and serve better? So that's one of the vices, I guess. And the other one is if I don't work out, I feel like I might just like explode, right? So not emotionally, but just like I got to work out, right? And because it's part of who I am,
Sure, you're wired.
and the way I'm wired. And then the next thing is I enjoy cars. I grew up from the time I was a kid. My dad and I were working on cars together and stuff like that. So I have this car in the garage that's what do you say? What do you call it? It's an extra. It's an extra, you know. And so I had talked about at one point I wanted to do some work on it and change something. It's called, I put headers on it, right? So if you're a car guy, you know what that is. We took exhaust manifolds off and put some long tube headers on it. And it's a little hot rod, and I love that kind of stuff, enjoy it. And I have these great memories of being a kid and crawling around under trucks and cars and all kinds of stuff. Hey, Jared, you know what? Not to get sidetracked, tomorrow I got a video for you, buddy. I'm going to get that video done. Hold me to it, okay? So I have these great memories. So here's the deal. We're in Christmas break, and I was really kind of struggling a little bit because I was like, you know, I really kind of want to do that. We have a few days and just to enjoy the family, and our extended family left and went home from the Christmas visit. And Glenn Ann just said, you know what? Stop dragging your feet and just do it. You'll be glad you did.
Yeah, it's just like, well, you know, I could send it to somebody else and have it. And I was like, no. That's something that Slade needs to experience with you.
My struggle was taken away from our whole family time.
It's like, well, that's going to pull me away for like a day and a half, maybe 2 days.
And it ended up being like
it was less
half of a day for two halves. Like, maybe an 8-hour little project. Too long. I shouldn't have exposed that. I'm a little slow. But anyway, the point is she just kind of put her foot down and said, just do it. It'll be great. You'll have fun. Slade will enjoy it. And so I asked him, I said, I'm thinking about doing this little project, and how would you feel about that? And he said, yeah, I want to do it. So, and here's the deal. So let's kind of get into hacks a little bit. Some of the hacks and maybe wisdom here is, you know, sometimes it's easy to push our kids to the side, because I probably could have done that project in 5 or 6 hours if I had done it just by myself. But instead of doing that, there were a lot of little things that I said, hey, here's how it happens. I'll do the first little bit and you finish that for me, right? And let him put his hands on things and turn nuts and bolts and pick up parts and move them around. And as we're going through that process, just explaining to him how things work. So the hack is I think, be patient, which I struggle with, because I'm like, I want to get done with things. So I fight that all the time, yeah. And take the time to, you know, you're doing things around the house, or you're working on a project in the bathroom, you're scraping the popcorn sealing off, or, you know, touching up a hole in the wall that the door got through open, and, you know, all the things that we do in our homes. Let them get engaged in that, you know, and let them put their hands in it and get dirty doing it. And I think that's super important. It's just easy to kind of push them to the side and say, I'll get this done. But what we're missing out on is a teachable opportunity, a teachable moment. And here's the thing, I think the really important part is, in their little world, that time is priceless.
Absolutely.
And so just
because I think we can all think of. I mean, you have so many stories about working with your dad and doing, putting together this or that, or fixing something that maybe somebody broke because they were hot rodding. I mean, I don't know anybody sitting near me that could relate to that, but that you have so many stories about that. And I know I got to do a lot of different things with my mom and dad that I vividly remember as a little girl curling up, and it was like the funnest thing ever to get to ride with my dad whenever he was riding in the tractor. That was like the coolest thing ever to be able to.
I don't know, guys, but I've just got to brag. How many of you men can say that your wife has had good times riding on the tractor?
Oh, that was the coolest.
Yeah,
and
talking about
my mom spending hours and hours teaching me how to sew, and now I'm not a great sewer. Is that a word?
But if we got in a tight spot, you could.
If we got in a tight spot, we could, and I could always call her and say, "Hey, Mom, remind me." And that's the other thing. It just feels like such.
Yeah. Get up on Sunday morning. We do this. Get up on Sunday morning, and you kind of have that. That breakfast that doesn't fit the diet real well. You make some toast and you cook up some stuff that's not quite as healthy. That's okay, if you want to do that. But have the kids in there buttering the toast, man. Have the kids in there, cracking the eggs and, whipping up the scrambled eggs and doing stuff like that. So, and I think the hack is just slow down and be patient. Be patient with yourself and be patient with them and allow them that opportunity.
Yeah, so many times you could do it faster. But how awesome is it to teach them actually how to do it themselves?
Man, my mom and dad were good at it, but my dad was the king of sitting beside me and saying, "Here's how it's going to work, and you do it," and guiding me through the process on stuff. And I'm not as good as he was, and so for me that was a big win over the break. So, and it was nice to hear that it was one of Slade's kind of favorite things.
Yeah.
Another thing, guys, is time working together. In the post I said, how do you entertain?
Yeah.
I think sometimes we think we have to entertain our kids. No, you don't. Sitting beside them on the couch, just having a moment of silence in their presence is quality time with your kid, man.
Yeah.
And even better than that, just ask them a question like I don't know if y'all caught it. I thought it was a pretty good nugget. At the end of the Christmas break, we sat down with the family and just asked everybody, what was your favorite? What did you enjoy? What did you like? Just getting a feel for, and how cool is it, because you're learning the things they like, they don't like, you're learning about them, but giving them an opportunity to share. And that time is so priceless, so we don't have to entertain.
Yeah, and I think, I just finished a book, and it was talking about how we're so busy trying to be sure that we and it's not really helicoptering, but that we make sure that we don't let kids just, go outside, play, and if they fight, okay, is anybody bleeding? No, nobody's bleeding. Y'all are fine. Work it out and learn how to solve problems and to figure it out and to get along with each other. We want to step in and okay, you can only play for 30 minutes because I know how long, you're...
At 30 minutes, you begin to get really upset. We got to stop.
And I'm
if it was me, I'd be like, guys, y'all are playing for an hour. Because at 30 minutes, I know y'all get hot because I want to watch the fight. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So
it's good for them.
Entertainment doesn't have to be. It doesn't have to be something that you plan. It doesn't have to be an activity. It doesn't have to be a play date. It doesn't have to be. It can just be go outside. Throw rocks at something you're probably not supposed to, and then go, oh, now you're not supposed to do that, and get in trouble, and have those experiences, because we all did it.
Yeah,
and we're fine.
But here's a great segue into the next hack. Okay, it has to be at least 3 hours, right?
What?
It has to be at least 3 hours, right?
No, you can have you can spend. Every morning it's a 5-minute right before we walk out of the door, a quality time.
5 minutes is better than nothing.
Yeah.
5 minutes is not the magical number, but man, even 5 minutes of just focused time is good. Sometimes Slade and I play chess. He loves to play chess. He's gotten into this kick, and it's like, Dad, we play chess. Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
and
our time that he beat you.
woman.
He had been studying and studying
So-
and studying this little book about this strategy, and so he's like, bloop, 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 bloop.
So
It was
he
like,
kept
"Wait,
telling
what?"
me, Dad, I'm going to beat you one of these days. And so the reason I'm beating up 5 minutes is because we played a game that lasted less than 5 minutes and he beat me. He beat me. I had to rethink my fatherhood.
He's
okay?
10.
He's 10. But he had been studying this little strategy book. And
had
he
the
hooked me up
whole
with
thing.
a butt kicking. He was so proud of himself. And you know what I did? I was like, man, I'm proud of you too. That was awesome. That was so awesome. So
Anyway.
but that was 5 minutes. But
Yeah.
you know, we played like 2 games and it literally was like 10, 15 minute little process.
Yeah.
And those little times mean the world to them. And then here's the next thing. Don't be lazy. Let them show you what they enjoy. That's hard, man. I have a hard time with this, but I don't enjoy, certain things. Like I'm not a Lego guy, but Slade, man, loves Legos, and Trinity loves to write in her journals, and so sometimes they're like, Dad, let me show you what I did with my little journal, or the pictures that I drew. Trinity does, and I'm like, I have to kind of go, okay, I'm gonna sit down and I'm gonna be patient with myself, with you, and we're going to look at this. That's quality time. So when I say don't be lazy with your patience. Engage it. And so tonight is about, you don't have to entertain your kids, man. I still have a great laugh every time I think about all the moms and dads out there that are feeling stressed because they need to entertain their kids. You don't have to entertain them, man.
No.
You really don't. And here's the thing. I'm going to give you a couple more things. I'm sorry. I'm on a roll, I guess. I'm excited about tonight. So everybody thinks their kids need a phone and electronics. I'm going to beat that drum one more time. Slade's 10, has never had a phone. He does not touch my phone or Glen Ann's phone. Trinity is about to be 12, does not have a phone, does not touch our phones. That is just another form of, I'm just going to straight up say it, being lazy. Handing your phone off to your kid to entertain them so you don't have to bother with them. Come on, man.
Yeah, if you this is completely side note, but if you have to give your child a phone at a restaurant to keep them entertained so that they will be quiet, what you really need to do is go, okay, you know what? We need to talk about manners in a restaurant, or wherever it is. If you feel like you have to give them a phone to keep them entertained so that they can actually behave, they're not learning how to behave.
They're not learning anything.
They're just learning how to be immersed in
They're
something.
learning that when things get busy around them, to dive into something and hide.
Yeah.
They're not learning about dealing with anything. So here's the thing. Slade,
It's another video.
it's another video, right? So Slade, I was a little worried because the girls really latched on to reading kind of early and love reading, and he's not been as big of a fan. So lately he's become a voracious reader, right? And I'm so excited about that. But I guarantee it wouldn't have happened if he already had a phone. You know what I mean?
No, he'd be playing
Yeah.
Temple Run.
So here's
or
the
whatever
thing.
It is that's the
I'm
thing
not
now.
comparing with anybody,
No.
and I'm not beating you up. But I'm just saying,
consider it.
consider limiting those times, getting them off of them, not letting them have them 5 of the 7 days out of the week, something. And when they have time, hand them a book and get them to learn to use their imagination. When you read that book and you have to picture the story, it's so good for them,
Yeah.
So anyway, I was pumped about tonight, man. You don't need to entertain your kids. You need to love them, and you need to steward them and guide them. And that's our loving message for the night.
Yeah,
Was that okay?
I think so.
I thought it was great. I loved it. Now, I'm pretty passionate about this stuff because I tell kids this all the time. I ask them, I'm like, hey, why y'all think I'm so hard on you? Because I have a room full of black belts that are young, and I'm hard on them, right? And sometimes they're like, dang, I can see it in their face, like, whoa. I'm like, I'm so hard on you because one of these days I'm going to be a crusty old man, and I'm going to need you to take care of me. You're going to be the next generation running this country. We got to do something about that now. So.
Yeah, we don't want our kids to be like, oh, it's broken. Get a
What
new
do
one.
I do?
Nope, it's
Get a new
broken.
one.
Let's fix it.
How about we fix it?
Yeah.
Right? Awesome. All right, guys. I hope you enjoyed that. Share it please post it out there, right?
Yeah. And
give
share
us,
your
put some comments on it.
Yeah, give us
Tell
something.
me how you like my fuzzy pillow. Tell me how you like Glennon covering my mouth.
I know, he interrupted me.
And I'm going to tell you how excited I am about these videos because I get inside arm's length one time a week, right?
Oh, you're so precious. Okay, so in the comments, as I was trying to say, share your favorite, like a story or a favorite thing that you like doing with your kids that's kind of one of those non-entertainment things. Yeah, that we talked about.
Yeah, one of those things.
Yeah.
Non-entertainment.
You know what I'm talking about.
All right, guys. That's Parent Like a Champ. Y'all have a great night. We love you guys. Like it, share it, and remember, the last thing here, we're not judging anybody.
Oh my gosh, no.
Just encouraging. We're here to encourage you guys and appreciate everybody jumping on. So huge request. Share it, man. Help us get the word out there and spread the word and help as many people as we can. Just have a great life. Be blessed and have a good night, guys.
That's right. Good night.